All right, man. I wanted to kind of talk my ish on this the last couple of days. Remember last year, everybody was begging for the Detroit Pistons to trade for Mike Conley. Mike Conley has been injured a lot with Utah, and even before he was injured with Utah, he just ain't really produced there. And don't forget, he almost making around $35-40 million for the next couple of years. Let's talk a little bit about it. We back, Motor City Sports Talk. Wanted to squeeze one more video in for the day. I've been trying to squeeze this video in for the last few days, so I want to get it in. But don't forget to check my other channel out, Goodfellas Sports TV, for more sports, music, news, entertainment over there. That's Goodfellas Sports TV. All right, and everybody out there was saying, oh, the Pistons need to trade for Mike Conley last year, and they were asking for a first-round draft pick, Reggie and Luke Kennard, and I believe the Pistons did want to trade Luke Kennard in the deal, and it ended up being the best decision they end up not making. And I told you guys that last year, that Mike Conley was balling with Memphis, and not just he was a system player, but obviously he was an older player coming off a significant injury. I think it was an Achilles injury or whatever it was. And with with Minnesota, not Minnesota, but Memphis, he started looking good. He kind of looking like his old self. But I was telling you guys, it's just a matter of time when you're dealing with older players, especially players that have been with the same team in the same system for so long. It's just a matter of time, till they fall off the edge. And you don't want to take a lot of risks with older players with $30+ million contracts. They took a risk with Blake Griffin. They took a risk, with Reggie Jackson and paying him. Not saying that he old, but physically he is an older player. And they end up getting a better alternative with Derrick Rose. Now, even with Derrick Rose, they keep Derrick Rose in Detroit. Derrick Rose is going to be an attraction. People from Chicago, Ohio, Indiana going to come up and see Derrick Rose. Not saying he going to sell out the place, but he balling right now, And now, if you end up moving Derrick Rose, now you could turn him into an asset, maybe for Kyle Kuzma with some more people with him. Possibly you can move him for a late first-round pick. Mike Conley would have become immovable. You can't move him. Not the way he playing with the system. Now, you probably say in Utah he ain't fitting with Donovan Mitchell and they ain't found their flow yet. But for $35-36 million per year, he better find his swag or find his flow. Now they're bringing him off the bench coming off a hamstring injury in December. But at the end of the day, I just got a feel for these things. And it's not just having a feel. It's just common basketball sense. At some point, a guy coming off a significant injury, getting older, he getting paid all that money. That's basically like 1 + 1 + 1. You know what I'm saying? That's equal 3. It's common sense. It's common sense. It's basically all the numbers, and history tells you that he's going to break down. And what happened? He breaks down again in Utah. He doesn't fit in Utah. You know what I'm saying? And maybe you say he's a great fit with, the Pistons. I beg to differ. I think Derrick Rose was the perfect fit for them to keep or trade into or turn into an asset via trade. But a lot of people were saying that Mike Conley was the missing piece, this, that, and the third. And imagine this. You bring Mike Conley in, then you probably don't bring Derrick Rose in, right? You bring Mike Conley in. Mike Conley, he do well at the end of the season. You trade a first-round draft pick last year, which would have been Sayoko. So you don't have him. You don't get Derrick Rose. You give up Luke Kennard. You bring in Mike Conley, and guess what? You're in the same predicament that you in with Reggie Jackson. He play a few games. He don't fit. He get hurt. Blake Griffin get hurt. Now you stuck with two guys that's probably worth almost $80 million in cap space for the next 2 or 3 years. I think they contract extend to. And then you got Andre Drummond, which you can't get nothing for. The Pistons in a totally different predicament, because had you not made the trade, good thing they didn't make the trade, Reggie Jackson, 18, come off the book, right? You don't have an extra $18 million with Mike Conley. Andre Drummond, still hard to trade, but cool. But you're not dealing with 3 major contracts on your deal, and you got Derrick Rose balling, which you could flip into an asset because his contract is easy to break down. But for all them people saying they should have traded for Mike Conley, he was going to get him over the hump, what I got to say now? Another situation where I was right, don't get no credit, but hey, had to toot my own horn on this one. But maybe Utah just not a fit for him playing next to Donovan Mitchell. But I thought he would have been good for Rudy Gobert, but it really didn't work. Motor City Sports Talk. Don't forget, we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out to the email if you got business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video requests. Keep sharing the videos. Let me know what you think about the video. One time for the one time. Motor City Sports Talk, and check out our Detroit Piston playlist for more videos like this. We gone.